Hey, what are you guys doing up there? All right. I'm Chef Mick. This is Cooking for the Boys. I'll tell you what, I had a couple of boys visiting over the holidays. Got to cook a little bit extra, but I hadn't posted anything in a while. We're going to post something so simple today, but yet so delicious. And it's something that I know my boys have been dying to learn. They know how to make it, but, you know, it's always good to practice and practice and practice until you get it right. Today we're going to do what most people would call Spanish rice. I'm going to call it Spanish rice. I do a different kind of rice called a Tex-Mex rice, but that's for a different day. This one is your classic Spanish rice, and I believe you're going to enjoy it. The first thing we got to do, though, is get our pan hot. Okay, we got to heat up our pan. We got to heat up oil. So let's turn on the pan. Let's turn on the pan. There you go. There you go. Fire's on. The pan is on. Now, oil. You're going to want to use a canola oil or a vegetable oil of some kind. You want to use a strong oil with a higher smoke point. A lot of people are going to say, well, you know, I like a little bit more health to it. Ooh, that's probably too much oil. Oh well, we'll live with it. I like more health to it. Can I use an olive oil? And I'm going to tell you no. Olive oil has too low of a smoke point for what you have to do. The rice has to get brown. You have to brown it first before you actually start putting the moisture into it. It will not absorb the moisture. It'll be more like white rice if you don't brown it. And it'll take a little while longer to absorb moisture. So we're going to heat this up. While we're heating it up, we're going to cut up some of the other stuff we're going to use. We're going to use bell pepper. Let's clean this puppy out right here. Let's get all the seeds out of it. Today we're going to use this as our trash bowl. Okay? Now, the bell pepper is used for two things. It's used for a little bit of flavoring, but it's used mainly for texture. Now, you know, rice has its own texture, but people like to bite into more than just the grains of rice. So we're going to use bell pepper as texture today. You cut them as big as you like. I am a chunky chef. Everything I cut is larger chunks, easier for people who don't like it to pull it out of to pull it out of the food. It's the same thing with the tomato. We're going to use tomato in our rice, but it's going to be more of a tomato paste in with the chicken bouillon. So if you want the look and feel of tomato, you cut up one tomato and use it just like you do for the bell pepper, just for texture. All right. Our oil is heated up really nice. Now, what do we do next? We add rice. Now, the thing to know about rice is while it is a pasta of sorts, pasta itself will double when cooked. The spaghetti or an angel hair or linguine, it'll double when it's cooked. Rice will triple. So you need to think in terms of how much am I serving everybody? Am I going to give everybody 3 ounces? If I want to give everybody 3 ounces and I'm serving 3 people, then put your 3 ounces in because it'll go to 9. Put 4 ounces in just for the fun of it. But you look at this, you say, oh, here's a handful. This handful, not even 3 ounces, will serve one person. Another handful will serve another person. And man, this is way too much oil. But you know what? We're going to make more rice than I expected. Because I will hold on to it anyway. I'm going to freeze it. I'm going to use it again. All you do is brown the rice now. Let's get the oil all up in the rice. So you let the rice absorb that oil and let the heat do its job. What's the heat going to do? The heat is going to brown. Okay, so let's sit it here for a little while we ourselves work on the other stuff. Remember, tomato for texture. Okay, again, cutting it any way you feel necessary. Anyway, enjoy. This is a nice little Roma tomato. I like it nice and firm. You don't see a lot of liquid flowing out of there. A lot of the water flowing out of there. We got bell pepper. We have tomato. The rice is brown. Let's go ahead and throw an onion in there. Now I have smaller onion. You know, here's my yellow onion. Nothing wrong with yellow onion. I have a smaller one here. This one actually has a lot of bite to it. So, and I'm going to do the same thing. Even though I'm going to use onion powder and garlic powder for texture purposes, I'm going to throw some onion in there. For texture purposes, I'm going to throw some onion in there. Let's get rid of that. And let's get some of this outer layer peeled as our rice continues to brown. Get this to my trash bowl over here. Put it in my trash bowl. Move the rice around a little bit. After all, you want all of it to brown. Nah, just some of it. You can already smell the rice brown. It's a great, great smell. Just for the rice to brown is a great smell. Now, here we go. Onion, we're still peeling the onion. I really need to learn how to multitask a little bit better than this. My wife keeps telling me that, and I just don't listen. The onion's peeled. We're going to do the same thing for this onion that we did for the bell pepper and for the tomato. We're only doing this for texture. So cut them as big or chunky as you like, or as small and easy as you like, because we want people to be able to pull out the parts that they're not enjoying. All right.